Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the Nhl Dfs slate for Thursday, March 30th. And we got ourselves an 11-game slate here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and some of my favorite value plays. And then we'll wrap up today's video talking a little prize picks. With that being said, let's dive into my spreadsheet here. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do in the top left-hand corner with those highest implied game totals. Got one game here between the Kings and Oilers coming in at 7 goals. 9 games are coming in at 6.5 goals. And then just one game there coming in at 6 goals between the Hurricanes and Red Wings. And then take a look down here at the Vegas odds where you can see each team who's favored to win tonight. And then here's a schedule update for the rest of this week. Video here today and tomorrow breaking down each one of those Nhl Dfs slates. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. Starting with that first line for the Ottawa Senators. We got Stützle centering Tkachuk and Giroux. Now, do keep an eye on Giroux's status. He did miss practice yesterday due to being sick. Sounds like it was minor and he should be ready to roll here tonight, but I have not seen an update as of this morning. If he does play, these three have dominated at home this year, having combined for 58 goals, 77 assists, 135 points in 37 home games. And they got a good matchup to expand on that here tonight at home against the Philadelphia Flyers, a team that's allowed 3.25 goals per game this year, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 75% rate. That's the 7th worst in the NHL, and this Senators power play is one of the best in the league, scoring at a 24.5% rate. That's the 6th best in the NHL. You'll see Stützle and Tkachuk play up on the number 1 power play. Giroux plays down on the 2nd, but logs big minutes with these guys 5-on-5. Plus, I wouldn't call it a revenge narrative because he had a great career with Philadelphia, but he is playing his former team. And then another line stack that I like here tonight is that first line for the Seattle Kraken. We got Beniers centering McCann and Eberle. Now, these three haven't been overly productive together as of late, really outside of Jared McCann, who is playing good hockey right now. But they have a great matchup at home here tonight against the Anaheim Ducks, a team that we've picked on all year long. They've allowed a league-high 4.04 goals per game this season, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 73% rate, and this is a team that's taken the 6th most minor penalties in the NHL this year, and these three here have dominated the Ducks in their 3 games this year, having combined for 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Now folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays there, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Don't forget, I am running that Discord channel too. We got a great group of people in there talking hockey and prize picks. Even got people in there this morning talking MLB with the opening day. There's a lot of different channels in there, and if you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays there, we're going to kick it off with the forwards. First guy I got is Jake DeBrusk of the Boston Bruins, and look, the Bruins should dominate this game at home here tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Literally the best team in the NHL playing the worst team in the NHL, and the Blue Jackets have just been horrendous as of late, definitely going for that Connor Bedard ticket. In their last 5 games, they've allowed 6.20 goals per game, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 44% rate. I'm honestly okay rostering anyone for the Bruins here tonight, but I like this price here for DeBrusk at $6,400, playing up on that first line and number 1 power play. You can see here he's racked up 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points in his last 10 games, averaging around 3 shots on net per game. I then got Victor Arvidsson there of the Los Angeles Kings, and I think this game tonight obviously could be a shootout between them and the Edmonton Oilers. Game implied total right now at 7 goals, leading the slate, but Arvidsson's been very good here as of late. Really hard to ignore the way that he's playing right now. You can see in his last 10 games, he's racked up 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points, averaging around 4.5 shots on net per game, playing on that second line in number 1 power play. I like the Edmonton Oilers as well, but, and I've talked about this really all year long, the Oilers can score goals. We know this. They have the best power play in the NHL, but they really struggle defensively. Goaltending not that great. In their last 5 games, even though they are 4-0-1, they've allowed 3.80 goals per game, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 77% rate. And next, for the Vegas Golden Knights, Jonathan Marchessault. $5,900. This kid's playing good hockey right now, up on the first line in number 2 power play. Good matchup to expand on his current hot streak where he's racked up 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points in his last 10 games. Playing the San Jose Sharks tonight, who are another team that struggles defensively to say the least, having allowed 4.25 goals per game in just their last last 4 games. I really just like the way that Marchessault's playing right now, especially at that price of $5,900. I then got Jacob Vrana there of the St. Louis Blues, who's really found his game with this new team. I mentioned this the other day, but you love to see it. I know he had some personal issues he was dealing with earlier on this season. Never easy to come back from that, but he has found his game again, really shooting the puck well and finding the back of the net. Technically plays down on the 3rd line for the St. Louis Blues, but logs solid minutes 5-on-5 and plays up on the number 1 power play. You can see here in his last 10 games, he's racked up 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points. 3 of those goals coming on the power play, so you like to see that. Averaging around 3 shots on net per game. They got a good matchup here tonight against the Chicago Blackhawks, another team that's going for that Connor Bedard ticket. They're 0-5-0 in their last 5 games, averaging 1 goal per game themselves, allowing 4.40 goals per game with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 61.5% rate. And then I got Anthony Duclair there of the Florida Panthers. Really, this is an opportunity play at $4,100, being that he's up on the first line right now with Barkov and Verhaeghe and on the number 2 power play. Hasn't been overly productive as of late in terms of getting on the score sheet, but I do like the way he's shooting the puck in his last 3 games. Pulling open his last 5 games here, but you can see in his last 3 games he's logging more minutes. He's got 11 shots on net there. If he keeps doing that, he's going to find the back of the net here sooner than later. And a good matchup to do that tonight against the Montreal Canadiens, a team that's allowed 3.65 goals per game this year, the 7th most in the NHL, with one of the league's worst penalty kills, hitting at just a 73.5% rate. Now moving over here to the defensemen. Obviously, with 11 games here tonight, 22 different teams to choose from. There's some top-tier defensemen on this slate, but I prefer to spend below $6,000. I think that's where most of the value is, and I would prefer to spend up at the 4 position tonight in general. So I got 4 guys here who should all log 20-plus minutes tonight, and all play on their team's number 1 power play. You got Mike Matheson there of the Montreal Canadiens, who's playing very well right now, shooting the puck at a very high rate, and he's playing the Florida Panthers, who are not only playing on back-to-back nights on the road, but that's a team that's taken the most penalties in the NHL this year, so we should see the Montreal Canadiens on the power play a handful of times here tonight. Hampus Lindholm of the Boston Bruins is currently playing up on his team's number 1 power play, and again, they have a great matchup against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Jake Sanderson, same thing there. Ottawa Senators, good matchup that I talked about earlier against Philadelphia, who struggled on the penalty kill. And then Evan Bouchard, I don't know why DraftKings refuses to price him up, but at $3,900 for the Edmonton Oilers, when you play on the league's best power play and you're this price, you're going to be in consideration every night. And then I got a couple of goaltenders there for you, a little higher priced and lower priced option. First, Andrei Vasilevskiy of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Look, he's kind of been up and down this year, certainly hasn't played to his Vezina standards, but he has looked very sharp in his last 2 games against 2 very good opponents in the Boston Bruins and Carolina Hurricanes. He allowed just 2 goals between those 2 teams on 65 shots on net. And then Igor Shesterkin, I have no idea why he's priced here at $7,300. Probably because of the matchup against the New Jersey Devils, but look, over the past month here in March, Shesty's been arguably the best goaltender in the NHL, certainly top 3. He's gone 8-2-0 during that stretch with a goals allowed average of 2.08, save percentage of .931, and an averaging around 19 DraftKings points per game. And as always, going to wrap up the spreadsheet here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy I got there is Cody Glass of the Nashville Predators. Plays up on that first line and number 1 power play. Really solid opportunity play here against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who look great one night, look horrible the next. You never know which Penguins team you're going to get. But Glass here's been solid as of late, and he's only put up 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points in his last 8 games, but has still managed to hit double-digit DraftKings points in 5 of those 8 games. Next is Joel Farabee of the Philadelphia Flyers, currently playing up on the first line in number 1 power play. Found his game here as of late with 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points in his past 6 games, hitting double-digit DraftKings points in 5 of those games. And then Sammy Belay, I have no idea why he's still priced at $2,800, playing on the second line, playing on the number 1 power play. He's got 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points in his last 10 games, averaging 11.2 DraftKings points per game, legitimately crushing value at his current price. And then to wrap up this video here, want to talk a little prize picks with you guys. Today would be an awesome day to sign up for prize picks if you haven't done that yet, especially with opening day for the MLB. For example, right now, they got Aaron Judge at a 66% discount on total basis, so take advantage of things like that, as well as take advantage of my discount, or promo code rather. If you're signing up, use my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, and Prizepicks will give you all the way up to a $100 match deposit. Now, you don't have to put $100 in either. If you want to put in 50, they'll match 50. You want to put in 20, they'll match that 20. Again, they'll match anything up to $100 as long as you're using my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, upon signing up. But let's get back over to the NHL side of things here, being that it is MLB opening day. My guess is some of these NHL picks are going to roll out a little later. I got some shots on goal, goals, and hit props out right now, but there's several more categories that they still need to release. Been that way all year long. You guys know my plan of attack. I'll wait for all these picks to come out, do my research, and then let you know my final picks in a comment below on this video. I'll be sure to pin that comment as well. And don't forget, I post all of my picks in the Discord channel too. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 11-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.